Hi friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Sunday Q&A. We're gonna be... Get off the screen. There we go. We're gonna be talking about this weird thing. We're going to be continuing work on the AOS Cine25 over here. And we're gonna be flying... it's on the shelf back there. We're going to be putting the... Oh, I should get batteries on charge. That would help, wouldn't it? We're going to be continuing to play around with the mega KV... words eluded him. 0702 tiny whoop motors. Prototype motors. I'm going to run them on less than great batteries today. What do you think of that? To see... Well, the problem is that some of these are... Well, no. Yeah, let's throw 6 of these on here. And we'll see how they are. And then the very last battery we do will be on the 0702... 32,000 kV rig. I want to make absolutely sure. I gave Jesse some feedback, but I want to make absolutely sure that the feedback I'm giving is correct, in that they are making more power. So, yeah. And this is also a Q&A live stream, as they pretty much all are. So any questions you guys have got, drop them in the comments and or in the... Well, yeah, if you're watching this after the fact, for sure leave a comment, because I will get back to you. Hey, does the mic sound any different, by the way? I have the mic elevated and kind of pointed towards my mouth a little bit. Apparently, this Zoom H2 mic is really decent as long as you get the placement correct. There was a YouTube video singing the praises of this H2, and I thought that was pretty cool. That's all I have to say about that. But yeah, supposedly you got to get the mic placement absolutely correct. What else is happening? Hold on, let me get this paused here. I have oh god, I have Insta360 running. There it is. All right, cool. What do you guys have going on? In the chat, Nani FPV was first, Mr. Blue Sky was next, Frank Nicholas, Bob Bruce, Mick Mucus, Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper, Eric Moe, Jason, thanks for the subscription, Juicy FPV, SOL FPV, Left Step, McConnell Studios, Flush, 661, Denzel the Terrible, Michael, thank you for the thank you for the subscription. Tony Morgan, Denzel, the Terrible 661, Flush FPV, Northern Tier, Micah, Brandon's Baked Beans, Fun Per Volt, Free Lojo, Left Step, Ram Donko, 661, Danzilla, Free Lojo, Ram again, 661, Bed for Life, Joshua Gibson, Mav Who, OD5 rather, 661 again, there's Rock Crawler, Joe G is in the house. What's up, everybody? If you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. When you do that, it will light up in orange like this, and I'll know to read that comment. This comment, I won't read. This comment, I won't read. These comments, I will read. That's how it works. What do you think of that? I don't know. Mr. Blue Sky tagged me and said hello. Bob Bruce says, how's everybody doing this Sunday? McMucus says, thanks for the McStinky. She is airborne. You're certainly welcome, McMucus. What McMucus is referring to is a 3D printing contest that I held where I said, hey, why don't you guys, I said, hey, I need McStinky mounts. How would you guys like to do a little 3D printing contest? And everybody prints a couple and sends me them. And then I use my unbelievably unscientific and uneducated 3D printing lack of knowledge to unfairly judge them and crown a winner who will win nothing. And we did that, and it was very fun. You guys got a kick out of it. And so now I've got a ton of these McStinky mounts, which I also said at the beginning of the thing that I would, when the contest was over, that I would sell, it's basically the cost of shipping, these McStinky mounts to anybody that wants them. So a bunch of people have said, hey, I need a McStinky, and I've mailed them out. So here, if you want a McStinky, well, all right, so not everybody knows what the McStinky mount is. The McStinky mount is on Thingiverse, and it is like arguably the best of the really lightweight TPU camera mounts. There's the link in the chat. Yeah, it works really well, and there's 3 different versions of it to cover a couple of, 3 different, well, 4 or 5 different types of cameras, actually. And then it's also, there's different up tilts, which are very cool. So you can, like, lock your up tilt in at 15 degrees, or 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. It looks like it maxes out at 55. So yeah, really nice mount. I've got a whole bunch of them. All of the ones that I have here are in 25 degrees, which is kind of what I think you should run. It's not too tall, it's not too low. It's kind of right in the middle. I've also got a bunch of these McStinky mounts which have been resin printed. So if you don't have a resin printer and you want to check out a resin print, you can just snag one of these McStinkies and just say, yo, I want one of the resin ones. So yeah, there's another way for you to order some of these. So here's how it works. If you want a McStinky mount, I'm going to force you to buy a sticker from me. You can either just buy an individual sticker or you can buy a sticker pack. If you want to do an individual sticker, over on my Etsy store, which is linked on CiottiFPV.com, there are a whole bunch of different options. You can choose from any of those. Or some of the ones that I don't have up there are these guys right here, Holographic and Matte Gangly Gang stickers. If you're into motorsports, I got this really cool Gulf livery Ciotti sticker here. This is the brand new, that's the old Apple computer rainbow colors that CMYK did for me. So any single sticker, it's a $10 PayPal. Put your address, put the sticker that you want, which McStinky mount you want. I need to know which camera you've got, like that link, that McStinky link I just dropped in the chat. It's got a little description there, so you can figure out which McStinky mount you want. There's a nano, there's a regular, and there's a big. So let me know which mount you want. TPU versus resin printed. And if you want TPU, I do have a couple of different colors. There's some purples. There's mainly purples and reds, but there are a couple of greens and even a couple of blues in there. So yeah, let me know all those things, and I'll send you a stinky and a sticker. If you want a sticker pack, multiple stickers, it's $15. This is the one little sticker sheet pack with 5 individual stickers on it, or you can do individualized little jibby jabbies. This is the holographic sticker pack. This is a window cling, and then there's a holographic Gangly Gang, which you saw a second ago, and a holographic CiottiFPV. And then there's the matte sticker pack with a Micro King sticker, and then matte Gangly Gang and CiottiFPV. That's how it works. Support your buddy that's trying to continue to do this full time. I don't know what's going on over on Patreon. I think a bunch of people have bailed because my Patreon number dropped almost $100 in the last week or so. So yeah, if you have a couple extra bucks, it was just payday. Treat yourself and buy something nice. McStinky mount, stickers, whatever you need. I got lots of fun stuff going on that will help you support my madness that is trying to do this full time. Over on CiottiFPV.com, there's other ways that you can support me. Patreon helps me out the most. Here's Etsy. You can certainly do an order right on Etsy, or you can just mail me. Message me rather. Fiverr, you can work one-on-one with me. I'll help you fly better, build better, tune better. Teespring has some fun shirts and other random apparel. I've been at this for over 6 years, so let that amount of time and effort and heartbreak help you out, not have such a rough experience. And then look, I got all these affiliate links. If you're doing an order for anything on the internet, there's probably somebody that's got an affiliate link. Help them out, continue chasing their dreams of doing whatever they're doing, full-time, part-time, whatever, and see if you can use an affiliate link. It's free money. I've got affiliate links to We Bleed FPV, Newbie Drone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Umagod's website, HD0, Flywoo, Emax, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. All you got to do is click one of these links before you check out, or change your bookmarks to these links, and you don't even have to think about it. That's how it works. Let's get caught up on chat. Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper, him and Quadbod, as always, huge shout outs to them. They've been making timestamps for a ton of these live streams. So every single live stream from this year and the second half of last year now have timestamps, which are very easily searchable. So yeah, if you remember me saying something or talking about something or troubleshooting something, at this point, all you need to do is go to my channel here, and then there is a little tiny magnifying glass here. And when you click that magnifying glass, this search will only search the channel that you're on. So if we're looking for like ELRS antenna repair, you can just click the search in here. It's going to show all of the so it's that search. It searches the title of the streams, but it also searches the description. So all of these timestamps that Apache Smoke and Quadbot have added in are searchable here. So it's going to find everything, and then you click through. Let's take a look at this. 8 months ago, Whoop Wednesday. Let's click pause, and now look. This is the one. This is This is a little too far back, I guess. Quadbot's working on them, but he hasn't. Yeah, he is not quite 8 months deep. The fact that he's done any of these is amazing. So here you go. Here's one from 2 months ago, and there it is. There are all of the timestamps, so you can just kind of take a look, and, oh, I want to learn about the 0.99mm drill bit with a sticker or sticker pack thing. You can click this, and it'll take you exactly to that moment. So, pretty slick. Very, very cool of those two to do. I'm eternally grateful. It makes it so much easier to find stuff on these live streams. So yeah, thank you guys, as always, for that. Very, very cool of you. Apache Smoke says, good evening, what's up, friend? Hello, Gangly Gang. How's everybody doing this Sunday? Freelojo says, how does one put an ELRS Newbie Drone Hex on a BLV4? Really good question. So, you're going to go to Newbie Drone. You're going to fire up one of the BLV4 pages. We'll just do the ELRS one, because that's what you're asking about. And now, if you scroll down a whole bunch, there is a spot here where the hexes live. Where the hell are they? There should be 2 hexes. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. So here are the different firmwares. ELRS 3.0, ELRS 2.0, and then this is just like the raw Betaflight. What? I don't know what the difference is. But let's say you want to do the 3.0, you click through there, and it's probably going to download. Yep, so it's going to download this bin file. And now this is just a Betaflight hex that you can just flash as as Betaflight. So you're gonna fire up your configurator, you're gonna go to update firmware, and you're gonna use this load firmware local, and you're just gonna point it at that file that downloaded. Bin file is what this firmware looks for, and that's it. It's a full flash, so it's gonna wipe anything out that you've currently put on there. So if you don't want to do that, go into the CLI and type diff all, and then highlight everything that comes up, and then copy it to your clipboard, so that when you flash this new Betaflight firmware on, you can then go back to the CLI and just paste it in there, and that'll bring all of your old settings across to the new version of Betaflight that you're flashing with ELRS 3.0 support or 2.0 support or whatever it may be. And that's pretty much it. That's how you do that. Good question, brother. Micah says, hello, CiottiFPV and everyone else. YouTube just did the thing. Finding my place. Rockcrawler says, hey, CiottiFPV and everyone. Joe G says, hey. 661 says, if CiottiFPV actually had a stroke on the live stream, we would all think it's just him acting normal. Yeah. License to Drive says, did you ever see the mini camera mount design I was playing with? I don't know if I did. Oh, look at that. That's pretty slick. License to Drive has some brilliant 3D printing stuff. If you're not following him on Thingiverse, you're missing out. Apparently, I'm not following him. Oh, I gotta log in. I am following him. I'm just not logged in at the moment. Yeah, Ridawan has some really, really great stuff that he's done. That's a really interesting toothpick canopy. Very cool little series of tubes going on there. I like that. Oh, wow, look how it prints. It prints. It doesn't look at all the way that it... Oh, I guess it kind of does. That's fun. I love when stuff prints out in a way that's like, wait a second, what? Very cool. Yeah, okay. When you look at it from above, you kind of get the feel for it. Man, License to Drive like puts the time in to really make this easy for you guys. I hope everybody appreciates that. This shit takes time, man. Taking all these detailed pictures and dropping text on them, and just super well thought out. Very, very cool stuff. And look at this big old description to help you out. Very cool, man. Very, very cool. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Keep going, brother. We all appreciate it. It smells like piss again. We're taking care of these 2 dogs that are pissing all over the house. And one of them pissed right next to my desk yesterday. He pissed all over the extra AOS carbon fiber bits that I bought. I was like, really, dude? We were getting along so well, you and I. And then you pissed on my stuff. Makes me appreciate how good Maggie's dog Duke is. He does not pee on stuff. It's wonderful. Mavhu, you gotta don't put a space in between Ciotti and FPV. He says, what is your other job? I thought you just did this full time. Yep, this is my full time job. I was saying like part time for like any other content creators that you know do stuff part time. Yeah. Philojo says, I found my Clam Man sticker in my glove box, so I'm thinking of sticking it there. Nice. Justin Waller says, looking for a backup whoop for IGOW. Currently have a Meteor 85. Jesus, that's a big rig. What do you recommend? Build or buy? Either one is fine. I mean, it depends on a lot of things, Justin. Like, does it need to be another Walksnail whoop? Most folks that are flying whoops competitively, I don't know, it feels weird to say that, but here's what I'll say. If you want the best whoop performance, you actually want to go analog. Walksnail is quite the weight penalty for a tiny whoop. I know 8 grams doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a lot when the entire gram is like 20, 25, 30 grams. So yeah, if you have analog goggles, you owe it to yourself to build the ultimate freestyle tiny whoop, as I call it, which is a Mobula 6 ELRS. Here, let me just do this for you. Let me just show you. So I've done the hard work for you on Joshua's website. So you go to fpvknowitall.com, Joshua's website, and then you go to the Ultimate FPV shopping list, and there's a tiny whoop page here. And I've pretty much broken everything down on this tiny whoop page. I've written almost all this text and put a ton of thought and effort into this. And this is what you want right here, the 65mm freestyle tiny whoop build. It starts with a Mobula 6 ELRS, and then you're going to swap over to a Meteor 65 frame. Singularity antenna is nice, but it's not a necessity. Definitely want to go to BT 2.0. That makes a huge difference. You want the square cell, folded cell, BT 2.0 batteries. The gem fan bi-blades are amazing. And then these motors are a big deal too. The Tiny Whoop 0702 30,000s. You can also get the 32,000s, although those are kind of nutty. Or like 29,000, 28,000. There's a ton of different KV options on motors. Basically, as long as you do an 0702 that's north of 26,000 KV, you're going to really love the flight performance. You're probably, if you go all the way up to 30,000, you're probably going to have to motor limit it down. 30,000 is an awful lot of power. But yeah, you can motor limit down in Betaflight on your PIDS tab or in your OSD. It's very simple to do, and away you go. This is the build that I fly just all the time. So yeah, it's incredibly simple. It's all over the shelf stuff, and it's just kind of good to go. Athix says, I think I'm correct, but onboard DVR is 1080p too with Walksnail. That's what I understand as well. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Juicy FPV is sending me a couple of 1S Walksnail cameras and transmitters, which will be great. And then I just have to I'm just kind of waiting for money to come in at the end of the month before I snag a set of the goggles, and then we can do some 75mm Walksnail, hopefully pretty good performing builds. It's not, I'm just gonna do one. It's not really for freestyle, although I will put it up around the house and we'll see how heavy it feels. It's mainly for chasing these little RC drift cars like what you were seeing at the beginning of the live stream. Denzel the Terrible says, what did you get for your birthday? Did Maggie take you out for a steak dinner? I got my parents got me a PS5, which was like incredibly generous and wild. A couple of months ago, my dad called me, I guess about a month ago, my dad called me from vacation down in Florida. He's like, yo, I'm in a Best Buy in Sarasota, and they actually have PS5s. You want one for your birthday? I was like, fuck yeah. So yeah, that was super cool. And I've been farting around on that for the last week, probably more than I should be, but it's, you know, it's just very fun. I've been playing a little bit of DayZ on there, and then I've got Wreckfest, and I've played some Gran Turismo 7 on there. I'm like, it definitely looks better than PS4, but like, I'm actually really impressed by how good it looks on PS4, to be honest. I think the magic of, so my television is only 1080. It's gigantic, but it's 1080. So I don't have any of the real huge benefits of like 4K on PS5 GT7. What I'm really excited for with the PS5 with Gran Turismo is the VR stuff. Everybody is losing their mind. I mean, not anymore, but yeah, when PSVR 2 came out with GT7, the whole GT7 community was like, wow, this is legit. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, PSVR 2 is kind of expensive, and yeah, life is expensive too. So it's a little bit of a waiting game right now. I also don't think you can really buy it from anywhere other than Sony, which is just kind of obnoxious. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, I'm trolling. I'm actively trolling eBay and Facebook Marketplace and hoping to find it for a little bit cheaper. It's $550, which is probably not that much money for a VR headset, like especially when we consider that these are $500 new and they only have little screens in them. They don't also have a gyro. They don't also have eye tracking. The PSVR has little tiny cameras on the inside that look at your eyeballs to see where your eyeballs look. And then when your eyeballs look down, it prioritizes the graphics of exactly where you're looking. So when your eyeballs shift down, that becomes really sharp. Whereas when you're looking straight ahead, it takes a little bit of resolution away from everything that you're not directly looking at, because you're not able to focus on it anyway, right? So wild stuff, man. Really. And like and it also comes with I think a little camera thing which you set up and it looks at you. Maybe I might be wrong with that. I've got to get. I snagged on Facebook Marketplace really cheap one of the PS5 cameras, so I can do live streams from the PS5, which I think will be in 1080, which will be really, really cool. And I'm kind of looking forward to that. I just have to take a little bit to log in there and get my YouTube shit all logged in right, and it's a little bit of a process, but it is what it is. So yeah, that was like the absurdly generous thing I got for my birthday. Maggie got me a Led Zeppelin album, which is amazing. It's actually kind of my favorite of their albums. It's 4. That was the album that introduced me to Led Zeppelin when I was a teenager. I had it on cassette tape because I'm old. And so that was super cool. And she got me DayZ actually, which I've been playing for. It's only on PS4, but I mean, it's fine. And my parents also got me a really cool little sushi tray and set. It's just a bunch of really cool stuff. So yeah, I'm a really lucky guy, man. And we had a little party here on Saturday with some super cool people. And yeah, Mr. Blue Sky says Ramble On, which works in 2 ways, because I'm rambling on, and Ramble On is one of my favorite songs from Led Zeppelin 4. So yeah, I had a great birthday. Got to hang out with you guys on Monday night. You guys were unbelievably generous, which is awesome, because it's I don't know what's going on. Like Patreon is, even though we've been getting like 1-ish new patron on most live streams. Oh, Ramble On is on 2. What am I thinking of? I'm gonna Black Dog maybe. Yeah. You guys are the best. Nani FPV says, hello Gangly Gang, taking a break. What we doing? What's up? We are about to talk a little bit about this. Good segue. Thank you for the segue. Let's talk about this ridiculous looking thing. Who knows what this is? Somebody put in chat what this is. I'm going to hook this up to Betaflight, and I got to check to see what direction these motors are spinning. I think it's set up props in, but I just want to confirm before I put propellers on it. This is a battery that I accidentally destroyed. but it's still working in 3S capacity, so it's fine. It has dropped a cell. We're gonna go to the motors tab, and we do not have props on, so we're safe. And I'm just gonna fire these up. Why is it doing that? Wow, this thing is acting weird. Does it not like that it's 3S? Wow, 2 of these motors are just having a real hard time. Strange, but that's okay. It is set up props in. Wow, this thing is really acting weird. It really does not seem to like 3S. Although, this is an Acon AIO. It's the 60 amp. And it's being very weird. I have 2 of these. The other one has been completely normal. This one refused to work right on Blue Jay. I had to put it back to BL Heli to get it working right. Very, very strange. Very strange. I have heard about Blue Jay acting weird for folks lately. But I've never personally seen it. This is the first time that I've seen it. So that's a little weird. I think there might be something wrong with this AIO, if I'm honest. Metadirtson says, is that the Tooth Fairy 2 with the crazy arm guards on it? Yep. Metadirtson's got it. Riot9 says, that's a sub 250 AOS 3.5. It is not. Nope, this is Tooth Fairy 2. The AOS 3.5 is hiding up there. So this is a really interesting frame / build / whatever. This is the FPV cycle, and I'm going to pull it up. That's how interesting it is. This is the FPV cycle Tooth Fairy 2. And this is a really, really, really versatile, really interesting frame. So the rear end of the frame here doesn't have any standoffs because it actually uses the Vista. A fully cased Vista is like really stout, and Bob has used the Vista as the rear standoffs, and it just works awesome. I will admit, this is not a great rig in terms of serviceability. Like, if you have to take this apart on the field to work on it, you're going to be pissed. But for what I'm doing, I'm bringing multiple rigs with me to these chase events, and I'm really not looking to take anything apart. So if I have a rig that's like one of my rigs that's a pain in the ass to take apart, that's kind of fine. But if you're looking to buy only one of these and it's going to be your only quad and you want to be able to repair it in the field, I would look at something else. If you can build 2 of these, or if you just don't care about that, it's a really interesting build. So you can see here, it's set up with 5-inch arms. So this is a way to make a really interesting long-range rig, lightweight long-range rig. And then down here, these are either the 3.5-inch or the 3-inch arms. So you can build a little micro with it. It's really, really, really meant for a Vista. So it's going to be a DJI build. You can probably squeeze an O3 air unit back in back here. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm not 100% sure of that. And then there's also, my favorite thing about this build is that there are Cinewoop arms for it. And you can turn it into a Cinewoop. This 5mm thick arms is not referencing the Cinewoop arms. It's referencing the arms that are pictured here, which are the 5-inch arms. Bob sells 4mm and 5mm thick 5-inch arms for this rig. Again, if you want to go with the long range kind of setup. But this is what really piqued my interest here. This frame design, using the Vista as the rear standoffs, and it's a very minimalist kind of center school bus section. This is a very lightweight frame, and as a Cinewoop, this is about as light as you're ever going to be able to build a Cinewoop. Altogether, this build as a Cinewoop is 20-ish grams lighter than the Cinesplorer. And the Cinesplorer was previously like the lightest weight Cinewoop frame available. So this Tooth Fairy 2 versus the Cinesplorer is basically a conversation of serviceability versus lightweight, and to some extent flight characteristics. The Cinesplore is the most serviceable, like, awesome Cinewhoop you're ever gonna build. It's just great. I love it. A lot of different duct options. It really doesn't get better than that for a Cinewhoop, I don't think. This thing, as a strict Cinewhoop, because it's a little bit less serviceable, is kind of annoying. There's also less options in terms of like GoPro mounts, and it's a little bit of a cramped build. You really want to be building it with an AIO. You can build it with a 20x20 stack, but it's really, really, really cramped. So as a full tilt Cinewhoop, I'm not totally convinced on this thing, but as like a rig that can do a lot of different things, this thing is amazing. The big advantage of this Tooth Fairy 2 is that these arms are 4 millimeters thick rather than the Cinesplore arms, which are 3 millimeters thick. When the guards, when the prop guards or the ducts are on, that doesn't matter as much. But when you pull these prop guards off, these thicker arms perform a lot better in like a more freestyle, like higher speed kind of setting. When with the again, this is the Tooth Fairy with the Cinesplore, which is FPV Cycle's Cinewhoop specific frame. It is really meant to have the guards on, and the arms being thinner benefit from having the guards, mainly because with the thinner arms, they have some vibration problems when the guards are not on them. When the guards are on them, it's adding a bunch of mass, and that mass is damping some of the vibrations and some of the movement. So with the guards on, the Cinesplore is amazing, and it flies great, and there's no real filtering or tune issues. But when you take the guards off to fly faster or fly freestyle, you start to run into issues with that. And I realized this before this most recent live fly cycling event. Whereas the Tooth Fairy, if you do that same thing, the thicker arms are able to control the props and the motors and the vibrations and whatnot. And so now Bob also has, for the Tooth Fairy 2, he's got these really minimalist guards, right? Like previously we were talking about ducts. You know, this is a duct, and this works on the Tooth Fairy on those longer arms. Not longer arms, but arms with these provisions here. So there's like 6 or 7 different sets of arms for this Tooth Fairy 2. This is the Cinewhoop specific arm because it's got this piece here that has a single hole in the end that jacks into the duct there. Unfortunately, with those Cinewhoop arms on this, these guards just barely won't fit. It's off by like a millimeter, which is kind of frustrating. These arms that are on here right now and the arms that you need to use for these guards are the 3.5-inch arms. Specifically, like they're just called 3.5-inch arms on the website. And then these are the exact right geometry and length for these guards here. And now this will swing a 3.5-inch prop unbelievably. So this is kind of interesting as is, because 3.5-inch for me, because with 3.5-inch propellers, this thing is going to be crazy powerful and fast and efficient and all the things. Unfortunately, this is not under 250 grams. So in order to fly above people, the FAA wants you to be below 250 grams. The main thing that's making this so heavy, though, is the motors. So I'm probably going to swap. I lied. It is sub 250, but without a battery. I'm actually surprised this is as light as this is this light. It's 246.5 grams. So if I can find a battery that's 3.5 grams, I'm good to go. which is obviously not going to happen. But a lot of the weight from this thing is because it's got these big, gigantic 2004 motors, because this used to be a Cinewhoop. This used to be my backup Cinewhoop. It's set up with a Hero 8 Hero 8 TPU here. And yeah, it worked really well for that. I have two Cinesplorers, one analog, one DJI. So I'm good on the Cinesplorer side of things. So I think these motors are going to come off, and I kind of want to try the... I'm tempted to do 1404s to see how low I can bring the weight. But what I might do instead, because I'm going the 1404 route on the AOS Cine25 over here, 2.5, I think I'm going to build this out as a 3-inch build. I messaged Bob and I said, hey man, I'd messaged him previously and I said, hey, do you happen to know if these carbon fiber guards will work with the Cinesplorer arms, or the Cinewhoop arms? And he said he doesn't know, and I was like, you know what, I'm buying them anyway, so I'll just snag a set and I'll let you know. So I got him, pieced it together the other night, and I messaged him. I said, hey man, it's so close, but it won't quite work. But I said, look, I don't even care about that. I would rather have this set up for 3-inch propellers, because then I've got the 2.5-inch builds. I've got the AOS Cine25 with 2.5-inch props, and the QAV Pro with 2.5-inch props, and then I've got the AOS Cine 3.5. That build is set up for 3.5-inch. There's no reason to change it because it's a box frame. It would be cool to also have a 3-inch rig so that I can kind of compare them and get a feel for run times and efficiency. And although, to be honest, the big benefit of having this set up with 3-inch arms is that I will be able to leave these Cinewhoop arms on this build, and then I'll be able to put ducts on it or guards on it, and yeah, it'll be like one rig that can kind of do it all. It can be a Cinewhoop, it can be you can just take the ducts off all the way and it's like a freestyle rig, or you can put these guards on and it's like kind of somewhere in between. So yeah, Bob was cool with that. He like knocked it out that like last night. He just took the files and just shrunk them down for 3-inch propellers. And he sent me those files, so I can now, I'm going to see if Ryan Harrell will print them for me. Or I might go to CNC Madness to get those printed. And then this will be able to clear 3-inch arms. As I say all of that, though, what I'm realizing is this might be better suited with these 3-inch. So the part that does not clear when you try to do these guards on these Cinewhoop arms is right in between here, and there's no reason for me not to just take these off, fire up the sander, the Milwaukee sander in the garage, and just sand a bunch of material off the insides here, the inside of one and the inside of the other, because I have a feeling that this is lighter. Well, let's figure that out. Hold on. Let's see what the weights look like. So Tooth Fairy 2. So here's the 5-inch version of it. Here's the 5-inch with the 5mm arms. And now here we go. Tooth Fairy 2 3-inch Cinewhoop. So this comes with the Cinewhoop arms. 109 grams built. 113 with electronic mounting hardware. What the hell is electronic mounting hardware? So let's just go with the 109 number. So 109 grams built. I don't remember what the Cine 3.5 weighs, so let's throw it on the scale real quick. Look at this big bastard. Cine 3.5 is 125. So not that big of a difference. Not that big of a difference. But 3.5-inch props, yo. 3.5-inch props are gonna be more efficient, like full stop. Wow, I can't believe. I would think that that would be much lighter than this. Man, this AOS 3.5, like, I was shocked at how heavy it was, but I guess it's not that heavy. It just takes a lot of carbon to stretch a frame out to clear a 3.5-inch prop. That's kind of interesting. I'm definitely going to have those 3-inch arms cut. Why didn't I just... Sometimes I get a little obsessed with buying off-the-shelf stuff and not having to customize it. But it will be nice to have this set up in 3-inch, because there are not 3.5-inch propellers that are high pitch. And there are. We've got the Gemfan 3052, which is a brilliant propeller. And that 52 pitch, that is going to push air at like a really high speed without needing a ton of kV. Whereas the 3.5-inch props that we have available to us, the most pitchy one is at least that's going to manage the tip vortices properly, is the Emax 3.5 by 2.8, which is a great propeller. Like, I absolutely love this propeller, and I'm thrilled to be able to put it on this rig. But yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know it for a fact, but there could be some... This rig could be better on a higher pitch prop. As you travel faster, a higher pitch prop is going to kind of like work better and better and better. And I'm trying to, and that's what I'm doing with these rigs, is I'm chasing these cyclists at 35, 40 miles an hour. So there's a chance that a more pitchy prop at those speeds, a smaller but more pitchy prop at those speeds, is going to be more efficient. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to testing that. I'm definitely going to have the 3-inch guards cut sooner than later, too. And hopefully at the Aniston event, I can fly a couple of batteries on each one of these rigs and take a look at the run times. And, yeah, get a good feel for what the most efficient setup is going to be to chase these guys at 40-ish, 30 to 40-ish miles an hour. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm going to throw these Emax Evans on this thing. It is set up props in at the moment. I got to remember that. Let me actually... I'll just push these propellers on here. So, quick side note about these Emax Evan props that we talk about a good amount, but it always bears repeating. If you look at the profile of this propeller in comparison to the hub, look at how much the blade drops down below the mating surface of the hub. It doesn't need to be in focus for you to see that. There's the hub in the middle there, and then look, the prop drops down drastically. These propellers will not fit on a lot of motors. The motor has to have a mounting base for in the middle that is significantly raised from the corners, and a lot of these motors nowadays have a completely flat. The top of the stator is completely flat, and that in a lot of cases will not work. You see the angle here? See the angle that this ramps down? That is the only reason. You can see it over here on the other side. You can see the bottom part of that propeller just barely clearing it. So be careful if you buy or use these propellers. Make sure that you're not cranking. Make sure it's clearing the top of the motor, because if it's not clearing, you might not notice it, and then you can just crank your T-mount nuts down on these props, and what'll happen is it'll bend this part of the propeller up, and it'll throw the propeller off balance, and you'll get like really shit prop performance. And it's just, it's putting a bunch of like energy into the plastic, and it's not going to work well like that. So yeah, keep that in mind. I mean, it's not just these props. There are a bunch of propellers that have a really aggressive ramp down here on the blade profile right next to the hub. So always pay attention to that when you're mounting a propeller. I mean, basically what you want to do is just take the propeller and push it down by hand first, and make sure that, like, by hand you can push it flat against the top of the motor bell. Don't come in with screws in it and just pound down the screws, because you might be pushing the prop into the motor base, and you don't want that. So yeah, a little public service announcement about some of these propellers that are really aggressive on the blade profile. That can bite you in the ass for sure. And yeah, these are the Axis 2004s, and yeah, these have just enough of a ramp for these propellers to clear. And then these are also a high enough KV where these propellers make good power on 4S. These are the Axis 2004s that you can only get from Newbie Drone in this KV, and the KV is 3710, which is a nice high KV for a 2004. I think this is the highest KV 2004, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's what it looks like with these awesome Emax Scimitar 3.5 props. Now I just need some M2x7 screws, get them screwed down, and away we shall go. Or I can steal them out of the props that came off of it, which are these Gemfan D76 5-blade Cinewoop propellers, which are the best of the Cinewoop propellers. So yeah, I'm excited to get the... I'm actually going to rob these out of here. So yeah, I'm excited to have these guards printed in 3-inch. That's going to be a nice little... yeah, it'll just be a really nice way to kind of get some data between these three rigs. The testing won't be super fair because this one is stuck on BL Heli S rather than Blue Jay, so this will probably have less runtime and less power. So that's kind of annoying. Like I said, I do have another one of these Acon 60 amp AIOs. It's over there in the 250. And I am planning on taking it out of there and replacing it with a beast in the 250. So I'm tempted to just swap that AIO into here. I hate doing that though. I hate ripping a rig all the way apart and replacing one thing with the same thing. But I would really like to. This is gonna be a rig that I use a lot. So I kind of need the extra, I kind of need as much efficiency and power as possible. So, I don't know. I feel like I should probably put the time in to swap it out. And then, I don't know what I'll use this AIO in. Something less like mission critical or whatever. So yeah, I'll probably do that behind the scenes one of these days, but we'll see. Chris Croft says, the Walksnail 75mm quad you going to build, will it be 1S or 2S? 1S for sure. 2S just makes tiny whoops way too heavy. Like, if there's any possibility of doing them in 1S, you should. And realistically, the only reason to go to 2S on a tiny whoop is if you're trying to pick up like a really heavy payload, like an Insta360 Go 2. I would love it, and I tried pretty hard to do a tiny lifter build that was only 1S, but man, 26 grams is just too much to ask. It's just too much of a payload. And it's like all, you know, it's up top, and it's kind of wobbly because of that, and you really need the extra 2S power to really control that Insta360 Go. But yeah, that's a 26-point-something gram weight penalty. Walksnail is only an 8 or so gram payload penalty. And so, yeah, 1S should be totally fine on the Walksnail setup. And I mean, like, nowadays there are enough motors that are a high enough KV where I could do a 1S tiny lifter, but what I can pretty much guarantee is going to happen is that 1S is going to start to get too hot, asking it to pick up that much weight. That's like one of the in my opinion, one of the most intelligent reasons to switch to a higher voltage is that you've got a system that's getting too hot, and heat is the enemy with electricity, right? Heat is just straight waste, just wasted electricity. So yeah, what I'm pretty sure that would happen, even with a 1S tiny lifter that had enough power, is that the batteries would get hot. This is the experience I had way back in the day, 4 or 5 plus years ago, with the original Baby Hawk. I played around with all different voltages with that, 2S, 1S, 3S, and the eventual switch to 3S happened because on 2S, the batteries were just getting too hot. It flew the way that I wanted, but the batteries would get like boiling hot from the amount of power that I was asking it to produce. And when the batteries get real hot like that, they get extra saggy, and it's just not the right voltage for that system. So yeah, there we go. Propellers are on it. I'll give this a little bit of a flight test maybe tomorrow, and we'll see what's what with this little 3.5 inch jibby jabby. I need to throw some zip ties around these arm LEDs, or they are gonna fall off. These 3.5 inch arms on here are very thin, and the VHB that I've got on these little Flywoo 9x15 LEDs, it just doesn't have enough carbon to kind of stick to, which is kind of funny. So yeah, there's that. Metaldertskin says, what's good for gluing a camera lens so it doesn't vibrate loose? E6000. I think I would use E6000, because what's nice about E6000, which is also called Welders on like Amazon, is that when you go to peel it off, it all comes off in one big hit. And that's going to be really important on those tiny little camera threads. Like, you don't want to use something that's gonna rip and tear in those camera threads and just be a fucking nightmare. So yeah, I think I would use E6000. Just put a little, you probably don't need to like go all the way around. You could probably just put one little blob of it on the corner of the camera body and the lens, and I'll bet that's plenty to keep that lens from vibrating loose. Just pushing down on these arm LEDs to get them to sit in the same position here. Denzel the Terrible says, can we still get those smoke crotch HQ plastic ducts? I haven't seen them available. Maybe I should look harder. They are only available, to my knowledge, on StanFPV's website. Let's take a look and see if they are still available, because they are like the best ducts. My God, like the profile, the material that they're made of. Admittedly, it's a little bit annoying that they don't come with the brass inserts pre-installed, but it's not all that difficult to install the brass inserts if you think there's a chance of you crashing. If you're never gonna crash, you technically don't need them, but you need them. Like, take the time to put them in. It's very easy to install them. Let's go to StanFPV, I think it is .com. Yep, there it is. And let's go to guards. And here, nope, here they are. Proxy EXT ducted propeller guards, 3-inch prop. This is them. There's the link in chat. What's the add-on kit? I don't know what. Oh, includes bolts, props, and tops. Yeah, you probably don't need those. Oh, and it's unavailable, so you can't even get it. But yeah, it looks like they're still in stock. You don't really need to. Just leave the tops off. You don't need the tops anyway. I don't even think that they'll work. They won't work, because look, they're all unavailable. They're just 3D printed TPU tops, and they work with the rest of Stan's ducts. Yeah, okay, they don't work on these ducts. That makes sense. The lip of these ducts is too rounded for these tops. So yeah, it looks like it'll let you add them. Let's try that. See what happens. Yep, nope, you're good. They still exist. Happy days. Yeah, they're really good. These are the best ducts I've ever run. They're not too tall, they're not too short. They're the perfect kind of middle ground where it allows you to fly nice and slow. But if there's a cross breeze, it's not a complete nightmare. And then yeah, they're poured by HQ, so the plastic is just incredibly strong. And then yeah, on the mounting points, it'll come with long screws that'll go into the plastic mounting. But if you crash, it will strip that out. So what I recommend is you just buy some of these brass collars from Amazon, and you just take your soldering iron and push them in. You pre-drill them, take your soldering iron, you push them in, and all's right with the world. Pretty simple process. I've been meaning to make a video on how to do that, but I've been doing it in the garage, and I don't have a camera out there, so... Bob Noxious says CiottiFPV is the only one that makes changing props sound so sexy. Oh boy. Motherderson says, next dumb question, what 75mm frame can take a 2S battery or two 1S batteries? Yeah, the Cockroach 75 frame is my current favorite, because it comes with little TPU things to hold two individual 1S batteries. What I don't love about that frame is that it's kind of fragile. There are some Mobula 7 frames, like for example, there's the Mobula 7 V3, which has a big old battery bay. Come on. Well, it doesn't have a big old battery bay out of the box, but you can cut some of the supports off of the battery bay in order for it... No, I guess it does have a big old battery bay right off the rip. So yeah, you can cut... You can... Either this area is opened like this out of the box, or there might be like one or two standoffs that you need to cut. I think what they did is they put two little pieces of plastic across the middle of this so that the 1S batteries will fit properly. But then if you just cut those off, it's really easy. You can then jam a 2S battery in here, and it fits really, really well. Yeah, I've used this. So this Mobula 7 V3 frame is the one that I tried to use for a tiny lifter without the Cockroach 75 frame. And unfortunately, there were just too many vibrations with this frame, and I couldn't get a PID tune that was aggressive enough to control the weight of the camera up really high. But if you're not doing a tiny lifter and you're just doing a regular 75mm tiny whoop, this is a really interesting... Oh, look. Okay, yeah, this is a 2S battery. So yeah, this is a big, thick 300 mAh 2S battery in that opening that they're showing you here. So yeah, I think this is the best of the 75mm motor-to-motor frames that will take 2S. Don't quote me on that, but I think this is the one to have. Just don't try to build a tiny lifter with it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Looks like Joshua Gibson has a discount code for StanFPV's website. Very cool. Squash 5, SQUASH 5 for a 5% discount. Very cool. Very cool, Joshua. All right, so this guy is good to go. I just need to put it up in the air. You will see this with slightly smaller guards at some point. Although I'm really tempted to just hammer this thing on the sander and just remove a bunch of material now. Because yeah, right now I've got the 3.5 inch arms on here, so I can't put the Cinesplore ducts on this, which is kind of annoying. I mean, I guess it depends, right? Like, if I'm going to leave these big-ass 2004 motors on here, I definitely want to keep the Cinesplore, the Cinewhoop arms on it, because with these big motors, they're really meant to pick up a full-size GoPro. If this becomes a chase-only rig, then I can shrink the motors down quite a bit, 1604, 1404, something like that, get it under 250, and yeah, at that point, the arms kind of don't matter as much. Christ, I even have the 3-inch arms. Bob also sells 3-inch arms. They're these exact same arms, but just a little tiny bit shorter for 3-inch props. If this was going to become a dedicated rig for that, I might put the 3-inch arms to save a little bit more weight, and then the 3-inch guards that Bob made me. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it is with the... Man, I don't know. It's an interesting thought. Yeah, I don't know. I'll overthink on it and get back to you guys. Because that's what we do. Yorkie Poo says, what about using God motors for weight? Unfortunately, the God 2004s have terrible problems with the bells separating from the motor shaft. And yeah, I'm not playing that game. Bob Noxious says hover test it. I don't have any 4S batteries that are charged at the moment. This one actually, I'm gonna do this right now. This is a lipo killer. This is a really nice little thing to just kind of have in your kit. I think this is made by Vifly. Let me take a look. Lipo killer XT60. See if that'll find it. Yep. There it is. So, all right, this is not made by, well, mine is red. So this is the one that I have, 0 volt lipo killer. You got to be careful. You got to make sure that you don't forget that this is a lipo killer. It says it on it. And you got to, don't use this as a discharger, because this pulls the battery all the way down to 0 volts. $3, yo. Next time you're ordering from anywhere, get you a lipo killer. Pretty much, it looks like pretty much everybody sells these things. Race Day Quads, Get FPV, Pyro Drone. Yeah, this is super nice to have. You just, when you have a battery that you want to dispose of, you just plug this thing in, and it's got a little light on it and a little resistor, and it just drags it down to 0 volts, and then you can safely throw it in a dumpster. I mean, you shouldn't. You should bring it to like Best Buy or Target where they have the little bins. But I mean, you like with those bins, you should not be putting batteries that are charged into them. You don't want to light the building on fire. So yeah, this thing is perfect for that. Just plug it in, it'll drag it down to 0, and battery is safe. So yeah, snag one of these. $3 is well worth it. That's it. Lipo killer. Thank God. I've been caught once or twice. Thank God they have it stamped right on here. It's silk screened in lipo killer. And you can see which little resistor gets hot because it is burned through the shrimp wrap. There's a little hole in the shrimp wrap on the top of that little fella. When this is discharging, just put it somewhere like this so that this thing floats in the air, because this does get a little bit hot. Don't put this on the carpet with this getting your carpet hot. Stand the battery up like this or on its side. You'll feel it. Ugh. My right hip has been... I don't know. It's weird. I keep just thinking that like it needs to get stretched out more, but I don't know. Maybe I need a hip replacement. Maybe I'm the youngest person ever to get a hip replacement. I'm almost certain that I don't need a hip replacement, but drama sells, baby. All right, let's get going here. Let's. What are we gonna do? What do you guys want? Flying or building first? Flying. All right, cool. Let's fly the highest kV motor. Oh, man. Hold on. Let's fly the highest kV motor
in the world.
Oh, boy. So that would be this little guy here, but I also want to get this one out as a sanity check towards the end of our whooping here, to make sure that there is an actual difference between these. So yeah, this is the rig that I've got these Tiny Whoop prototype motors, crazy KV. I've got 6 batteries that are now charged. We're gonna run the beat up batteries on this rig, and then the last 2 batteries. So I'm gonna run 3 beat up batteries in a row. 1, 2, 3. Actually, we're gonna run 4. And then the last 2 batteries are going to be a little bit more fresh, that we're going to put through the 32,000 kV Ghostly rig. And yeah, I'm just really trying to confirm that these maniacal KV 702 protos are really making more power than the existing 702 32,000s. And it's kind of tough to do. You can't really do it on a like once you get to the upper limits of a motor's KV, the static thrust stand doesn't work anymore, because a static thrust stand is having to pull air in that's not moving. Whereas when we're flying, the rig is traveling through the air. So when you go full throttle, it's got a bunch of air already coming into it, which makes the motor's job a lot easier. So you have to either have a wind tunnel where you can adjust the speed of the incoming air, or you fly the damn things and just listen. You can hear the sound of the motors and the propellers as they wind up. And you can sometimes feel that it's jumping up in the air a little bit more violently, and making more power. So that's what we're continuing to do here with this testing. We're going the OG route with, you know, a more real world test, which I love the idea of doing testing in controlled situations, right, on the bench with gear that can read amps and thrust and all that good stuff. But, you know, there's something to be said for real world testing, because there's a lot of variables in real world testing that sometimes you won't get with bench testing. Why is that breaking up like that? What's going on? Why does the signal in the stream look so bad? Oops. Stop that! There we go. Maybe it was just look. Well, let me move the little VRX a little bit. All right, let's put this up a little bit higher. Maybe it'll work better like that. Let's try that. Okay. So here we go. Here are these crazy prototype motors. Wait till you see how much power these things make. Well, actually, hold on. Let me. Oh boy, the delay flying this thing through OBS is kind of crazy. Oh, it's still getting kind of noisy. That's weird. Well, nothing else I can really do about it, I don't think. Oh, I forgot to plug that in. Damn it. I'll have to retrieve over there at some point, and I'll plug this guy in. This is the We Bleed FPV lighted cube gate. I built it as like a little X cross setup here, which is kind of fun because you can do these little, practice your little orbits. Actually, that was me just flying through it and turning. That's more of an orbit. I gotta set this guy up too. God damn it, these make so much power. Uh-oh. 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 Just trying to throw it out of there. Nah, I'm right back where I started. Okay, it's probably over here. Yep, there it is. Okay. Yeah, the power is wild. These motors are absolutely bananas. Not really flying upstairs at the moment. The dogs are up there. We're trying to keep them out of the rooms with nice carpet because they keep peeing on stuff. Oh boy. That was a big one. Look at that! Look at that throw! Oh, shitters. Oh, stop that. Come on. My goodness. Okay. One of the dead giveaways of these kind of making more power. Oh! Is that I hit the ceiling a lot more with them. See? Like, I'm pretty dialed in on the 0702 32,000s. And so, for me to be hitting the ceiling a lot, kind of just inherently means that these are making more power. Oh! That was very scary! That was very scary! Oh, shit! Let's do it again. Oh! That's the scary loop! Oh, the scariest of the power loops. Oh, God! Get in there, you son of a bitch! Oh, farts. I didn't need to disarm there. Oh! Give it to me, newbie drone gates. Give it to me good. Let's try to not over-discharge these batteries today. Oh, man. Yo, the scary loop, brother. The exit to the scary loop is in my hair. It is in my hair. I did it once to the right and once to the left. There's no way I'll be able to do that again. But I'm going to try, goddammit. But yeah, now that I have the goggles off, the exit point to the scary loop is 100% just my hair. So let's try it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it right away too. We'll get it stuck in my hair immediately. Here we go. Ooh, ooh. How did it get over there? So the difficulty of the scary loop is that I'm coming through here. And then when I throw it up over, I gotta clear that little gap there. This little gap is why it's so scary. Or I guess I could kind of cheat it, but look, I'm like right in the fucking danger zone. So let's do it again. Let's do it until I get it stuck in my hair. Ooh! Scary loop! Oh! I'm literally closing my eyes when the rig is coming down, and then I open my eyes and I just see the back of my head. Missed it. Oh, I got through one, but not the other. Oh, man, I absolutely love throwing it up over the couch like that and just that, like, look down. Ah, oh, drum set, got your boy. How did it get to that side of the room? That was wild. Ah! Mega power loop! Oh, God, it's so easy with these motors. It's not easy, but... Oh, I thought I could do it. I thought I could do it. That was a big one. Stop it. Mega power loop! Oh, nope. I was off. How did that get off to the side? That was a little weird. Mega power loop! Oh my God! I mean, admittedly, I am getting better at it, but it's still a hell of a big move. Oh, I missed it. Didn't miss that, though. Damn. I really like that variation of it. I really like this one. But it's weirdly, like, harder to do that. You would think it would be easier because you're not just looking up at nothing. But, you know. Thank you, Bob Noxious. Okay, here we go. Here we go. 3 more, and then we switch over to the 32,000s, and we try to feel if they have less power. Why won't this battery fit? There it goes. All right. Third mega mega kV battery on my old beat up batteries. Get in there. Get in there. Oh, God. Turned it too tight. Oh, God, no. Oh, damn you. These gates are like so incredibly insulting, the way that they just eat the quad. Oh boy, don't eat it. Ah, stop that. Newbie drone gates, what's up with you? Let's try some fun shit with these little fellas. That's my current favorite. I think that's my favorite move right now with these newbie drone gates. Although, there's also there's a couple different variations. This one's kind of fun. But I think that one's harder, maybe? And you see less? Oh, God. Stop it. Stop it. And then there's this variation, which is way more difficult. Hold on. There's this variation. Whoop-up! Oh, that looks good, though. That's a cool-looking one. Let's try it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God! That was all luck. Oh, shit! And then there's that. Well, so I didn't go through the middle one on that one, but this is the fully blind. This is the most difficult for sure. Oh, come on now. Oh, fuck you. Yes. This is the most difficult for sure, because it's all the way blind. Oh my God! I can't believe it just happened. I won't be able to do that again. Ready? Ah! See, that one's really difficult. Ah! You God! I couldn't see shit. That light is just blinding up. Oh, okay. Oh God, no! Yikes. I feel so reckless. Everything with tiny whoops feels so reckless in the house like this. But I'm for it. I'm all about it. I refuse to bend over. I will over-discharge this, but no, I won't. Oh, God damn it. Well, please, can't you just... Hold on. There we go. I did that line of sight. Just so I didn't have to crawl under the desk. Oh, shit! Looks like chat is talking about perching. I'm actually not a fan of perching. Perching can go to hell. You heard it here first. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of perching. I don't know. Maybe I've been flying too long. This camera is going into high up tilt mode, and I don't want that. I don't want high up tilt camera. I want low up tilt. You're a tiny whoop. There we go. There's more ducts. You can always tell when the up tilt is shifting on your tiny whoop camera, because you'll have less duct in view at the bottom. Get in there. Do it. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Coffee table power loop. Let's do it. Oh my God. That's the transmitter battery telling me it's low. Here we go. Oh boy. Come on now. Get it. Oh! Oh no! that was a bad disarm. Here we go. Oh, shit. That little stall was kind of tasty. Ah! I always like to be really controlled on them when I fly back down through it. That's the key to a power loop, in my opinion. Oh my god! It fucked me right at the last second. That was just mean. Oh boy. Let's try to do it long ways. Nah, long ways is so much harder. Woo! We were low elevation on that one. Oh, wow. That was infinitely low elevation on that one. Oh, oh. Didn't expect that one. Oh, nope. Get. There we go. These motors, man. Wow. Sketchy loop! Oh, God, where is it going to hit me? Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. What can I do with that? What can I do with that? I didn't notice that. Oh, God. Oh. Hold on. Oh! Didn't quite make it. That is... I am into that, though. One more try. Oh, so close. Hey! Okay, one more through this rig. And then we're going to go over the 32,000s. Here we go! Ramdago says, is a double roll possible while going along? What do you mean? Freeload just says, I forgot to tag you above. Copy and paste it, Freeload. I don't. Oh. What target do I use for the ELRS X12? Is the auto target find not working? But Edgerton says, the other day I was finally got to chase RC car with the tiny whoop. It was crazy fun. Wish I'd done it sooner. Yeah, man, it's incredibly fun. Was it a little RC drifts car? I'm gonna turn the volume on Amber down a little bit here. My God. Oh shit! All right, here we go. Gotta get this. All right, so the issue I'm having is I don't have enough forward momentum. I've got the right height, but I don't have enough forward momentum. So let's get it going in here. Well, then I didn't have enough height on that one. I want to get enough height to give myself a split second to dive down through it. Oh God. Come around here, throw it in through here. Oh, very close. Very, very close. Jesus. There it was! Oh, no! Hi! Hi, little tiny whoop, I see you, you see me, I see you, you see me! Oh! Yeah, that's a fat little dive gap there, that's what that is. Oh, yeah! Hit me. Do it. No, get in there. There we go. Oh! Oh! Ooh, man, shit happens so fast with these fucking tiny whoops. Jesus. Oh, no. Stop that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ha! What you know about that? Oh, shit. Oh. You guys wanted a perch. There was your perch. Here's another perch for you. Oh, I missed it. Yeah! Give it, give it. Give it. Give it, give it. Give it. Give it, give it. Give it. Give it, give it. Give it to me. Give it, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. What'd you know? What'd you know? What'd you know about that? I don't know. Oh God, it's gonna fall off. Oh no! Oh shit, it's armed! Ah! All right, it's fine. Everything's fine. I feel like that's gonna get clipped, isn't it? This is the first comment. Did that just run the battery into the dirt? Hold on, let's see. I have no idea what that looked like, what that was. All right, no, that's it. Yeah, its battery's done. 3.7. Oh, that was a good one, man. I have my fucking moments. I have my moments. Those of you that have been around a while, you know. You know. All right, 32,000 kV rig. I'm gonna fly this a little bit more normally to see if I can tell a difference. Here we go. Here we go. God damn it. Motherfucker! Oh God! Oh! Hold on. Man, it feels similar. Man, these make some fucking power. I don't know if I can tell a difference. That was not full throttle there. Shit. But here's the thing, this battery might be in better shape. Oh, goddamn you. I mean, it is hard to tell. These motors, these 702 32,000s just make... Oh! Oh! Face first into the floor stander. Sorry, dude. Bump. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Who do you know that can do that in the middle of a battery? Ready? Ready, ready, ready? Oh my God, I did it! A little dive! Oh shit. Here we go. Oh! I tried to get it into the other gate. Let's try it again. Here we go. Oh! So close. One more time. One more time. One more. We got this. We got this. Oh my God, we're so close. Oh! Just rejected so hard. Here we go. Oh, fuck you. Let me through. Oh, so close. Got it. No, you bastard, you. How dare you. Oh, you. Come on, goddammit. Oh, no, I blew it. 100% my fault. Oh, you jerk. Oh, no. I was just like, I don't know, I was just kind of along for the ride. Like, wee, I'm just watching it. Oh, I didn't have the throw on that one. Oh, shit. Oh, no, this battery ain't gonna take it. Well, alright, so This is more just me flying 6 batteries. I don't know, man. I don't know. 32,000 might be as high as we need to go. Bob Noxious with a $30 super chat. Thank you, brother. Holy hell. Thank you so much for the support. He says, you just earned this from that little jig to the fund, brother. Thank you, dude. We are going to put that into the gear fund over here, which is now in triple digits. Look at that. Thank you, brother. Who's going to join Patreon today? I didn't see a... where's my email? Where's my email? Hey, Justin Waller joined the Patreon. Look at that. 1 new Patreon per live stream. Very cool. Thank you, dude. Justin Waller, welcome to the Gangly Gang. And it looks like Michael Jones is going for some serious giveaway wins. Good timing, brother, because Sunday, April. So next Monday, not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow, I think, will be the first Monday of May, and we will have giveaways there. And Michael Jones will be entered into 3 of those giveaways. Much appreciated, brother. And there we go. All right, cool. What's happening, chat? Metal Thurston says, already dropped it in the best of channel. Nice. Hold on, I have to see it. I have to see how silly that looked. If you didn't know, we've got a little best of CiottiFPV. I got to change the battery out in this transmitter. We've got a little best of CiottiFPV channel on the Discord, which you can get access to by joining the Patreon for 10 whole pennies a day. No, actually, it's one of the free ones. It's one of the free glip-glops. Look at that. Would you look at that? Let's check it out. Let's see. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Where's the sound? Where's the sound at? Give me some sound. Give me some sound. Yeah! 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 Uh-huh! Uh-huh! Yeah! 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 Uh-huh! Yeah! 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 Uh-huh! Yeah! Uh-huh! Yeah! Uh-huh! Yeah! Uh-huh! What? 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 Oh man, someday there'll be a pill that cures me, but today's not that day. Mother Erskine did it too. Perch. There was your perch. Here's another perch for you. Oh, I missed it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give it. Why give it? Why are those the words that I chose? Give it. Give it to me. Yeah. What you know about that? I don't know. Oh God, it's gonna fall out. Oh, shit's ours. That's the one. That's the one for sure. That's the best thing ever. I've never seen anything that satisfying in my entire life. That goes everywhere. That goes in all the places. Forever. Forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Oh, no. Come on. Oh, no. Don't be all stupid. Oh, that's fine. Best clip ever. Because that's what it is. That is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Wow. Wow. Oh, boy. Jesus. All right, there we go. I gave it to me, apparently. I gave it to myself, is supposedly what happened there. Oh, shit. Right9 says top chat. Nope, I got it on live chat. We good. Thanks again, Bob Noxious, for the super generous super chat. Yeah, the Best Of channel has some really good shit. You guys are really good at like picking stuff to put in there. Quadbod just put something cool. Lands on the moving fan. Oh god, I remember this day. This was the day that I got the fan to go really slow.
The world's gone mad, friends. The world's gone mad.
Look how creepy that is. Oh my god. I gotta get the fan to go slow again like that.
Craziest feeling ever.
Oh, that's so weird. I love it.
And we're on!
Man, I kind of gave up on the fan landing thing. I forgot that I even got it at all. Oh god, look at that though. Look how evil it is when it's spinning real slow like that.
The world's gone mad.
God, I remember this, man. I remember in the goggles being like, wait, what? Is the world slowing down? That's amazing. Messages to... Oh, nice! Clip from Joshua.
It's like, why not just get a 2100 kV 6S motor?
Oh, wait, I guess I can't do this because it's going to copy donkey me. But you guys will have to come over to the thing and do the thing. Know what I'm saying? What's this one? What's this one?
Oh.
Is that really what it looks like when I sneeze? What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh my god! What the fuck? It's the best one ever! Oh my god, what the hell? Oh shit, son! Alright, what's this one? What's this one? Oh boy. Oh yeah! How is it just as satisfying watching? I ran out. There it is!
Found one more. Found the last one. Got them all. Got them all. Okay, now we can move on.
Oh my god. This is what it's like for you guys? This is fucking crazy. What the hell? That's crazy. Wow. That's, I don't know about that. You guys are the best for clipping stuff. This is my favorite shit ever. God damn it. God damn it. 1 minute of 2 hours. There's got to be something great in that 1 minute. It's got to be. All right. Let's just... Ritson says, channeling your inner Big Freedia. What's Big Freedia? What's that? I feel like I should know that. Mr. Huggy just put one up. Oh man, there's a bunch up. There's a bunch over there. Booba G-Trick put one up. Hold on. It's this one. Let's see what this one is. Oh man, I remember that shit. I can't play this because all these streams got copyright donkeyed, but yeah, this is my favorite intro of all time on this live stream, hands down, hands effing down. Yeah, just the best. That one's the best. And then there's one more, Mr. Huggy, ninja shirt. What's ninja shirt? I think I remember. Oh, that's a good one too. God, that's a good one. They're all good ones. They're all available over on the Discord, friends. Get your asses in that Discord, or else I'll stab you. What? We did the things, now we have to do work. God damn it, I don't want to do work. All right, time to do a little bit of work. Let's do some work. On Friday's stream, we figured out the spacing of the ESC and the flight controller and all that shit. So now we just need to actually do the things that make a build a build. Why is this so farted up? There we go. Okay, so here we go. Right9 says work, I'm out. All right, AOS Cine25. So, I don't have the motors, so I'm going to hold off on those. At this point, basically, what I need to do is figure out what orientation I'm going to put this flight controller in. I'll probably put it face up. Probably put it face up, and I always make sure that I put the USB port out the side. Usually I'll give a little bit, usually the USB port is kind of like offset, and I'll give a little bit of thought to like where it plugs in, so that I can hopefully get it plugged in without taking propellers off. In this case, the USB port is pretty much centered. It's not quite centered. It is offset a little tiny bit, so for the best chance of being able to plug this thing in without taking propellers off, this would be the right way to kind of orient it. If I do it this way, though, this plug header to the ESC is on one side, and then the ESC plug header here is on the other side, which is usually fine because then you can just run the cable up over top and then loop it around and plug it in. Mamba gave me a little connector here that should be wired perfectly for their little stack, but it's a little short. This is a bit of a short lead, so I have a feeling that this actually won't make that. Nope, it will not make that loop. So if I want to use this cable, although you know what, this cable is just, it's just 1-to-1, so I can find in my little kit, I can find another one that's wired exactly even. Here's what I mean when I say 1-to-1. Like, it's just, everything is just straight across. This is the preferred jumper setup because everything is just, you know, there's nothing crossing, there's no weirdness. So, yeah. Denzilla says, isn't there a longer cable with the stack? There is a longer cable, but it is not pinned, which is kind of fine because they actually give you another one of the little jibby jabbies. But I love holding on to these. These are my favorites to hang on to because they've got the ends crimped on them, and then this is here. So like these, yeah, I always try to hang on whenever I get one of these, I hang on to it, and then if I'm doing a usually I'm doing a flight controller and an ESC that are not made by the same company, this comes in super handy because you can just clip these where they need to be and away you go. So I will hold on to this. Chopper FPV says, who's excited about me getting not one, not two, but three defective O3 air units in a row? Wow. Finally got one that is working. Hooray. Thank you, Clam Man. Back to building. Jesus, 3 in a row. What the hell is that about? Denzilla Turbo says, mine came with 2 lengths of flight controller to ESC harness. So this is not the actual stack. This is just, I bought the ESC at some point, and then I happened to buy the flight controller at some point. So maybe that's why I didn't get 2 lengths. I don't even know what was in here. Yeah, I've looked. Oh, here we go. So it looks like this came with the ESC, but again, it's just the little short guy, which is 1-to-1. And now the ESC came with one of these, but these are just solderable. These are just bare wire ends, which this is also nice to have. But man, this one here, this is so nice to have in the toolbox. If I need to do a quick build, this is the one that I'll use for sure. Because sorting out these wire harnesses can take like an hour. Having one with these ends pre-crimped is absolutely amazing. So yeah. All right. Robert Rosser's getting in some family time. Very cool. I I kind of wanted to do a bunch of work on this rig yesterday. But there were some awesome opportunities to hang out with the family, so I just spent the entire day yesterday just in family time, and it was so nice. And I really enjoy just not doing anything FPV related and just spending all day with the people that live in this house. It's really, it's so nice. Maggie and I went to Alpharetta, got some really good food, hung out with a couple of friends. It was a really nice Saturday. Nice to kind of recharge. Because, like, left to my own devices, like, I will just come down here every single day and split my time up between PlayStation and FPV stuff. And, like, you know, that's kind of what it takes to do what I'm doing. But, man, is it nice to get out of that cycle every once in a while. So, yeah. This is not going to use... I think I'm going to mount this the other way around so that I can use that wiring harness. Because the motor will be here, so in theory, I don't know. Well, let me look up a wiring diagram for this, because that's how I'm going to really make the decision, is what the hell are all these pads that are on the outside of this damn thing. So let me look up a wiring diagram for this, and then we'll take a look. So we've got Mamba F722 Mini FC. And then sometimes I'll throw the word wiring. Images and... Okay, so let's have a quick look. Daidu Mamba F7 306. Is that the 20x20? That looks like it's the 20x20. Oh, come on, really? Hold on. F722 Mini. MK4? It doesn't say MK4. F722. I think this is it, though. Let me see. So if I hold this thing up, nah, I don't think that's the one. So here's something you can do. You can plug into Betaflight, and that'll sometimes give you clues as to the version of the flight controller that you've got. So I'm now plugged into Betaflight. We're going to fire this up, and we can look, we can connect, and then you can look up here. The target just says Mamba F7 in our case, so that doesn't... What? This is on Betaflight 3.5? What? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is... Wow. How long has this been sitting on my shelf? You can also come in here and type version to the CLI, and it'll give you that same target. And then you can type status, and that'll tell you what gyro it has, which is kind of cool. So you can see in here, I typed status, and there it is, gyro MPU 6000. Wow, this is an old flight controller. Jesus, this has been sitting around for a long time. Nothing wrong with that. Ain't shit has changed in flight controller design in a while. This is not... I don't think this is the one. So I'm looking here. Oh my god, what the fucking fuckers. Here we go. So I'm looking here. They've got this little thing, and I'm kind of lining that up with my flight controller here, and it's not... This pad layout is not the same. So yeah, this ain't the one. Also, there's two... Come on. There's also two stacks of pads here, and I don't have that. I just have a single stack of pads. So this ain't the right wiring diagram. Mamba F722. Is it this one? Nah, it's a full-size 30 by 30. Chomper FPV says, is that what Betaflight version you started on? I don't know. I started before 3.5. I don't remember what it was. All right, Diatone. This is not a very helpful part of your site. This is kind of an unorganized mess. Okay, so let's go with some different wiring diagrams here until we find the right one. No, these are all 30 by 30. Is this the one? This is the one. This is the one. Mamba stack. Ah, okay. Flight controller Mamba Basic F22 Mini MK3. I think this is the... And we're back. What the hell, man? Where is it? Read more? Oh, no. Well, no, it's the F7 stack, though. That's 8. Oh, look. Oh, there we go. There we go. The read more got me. Wow. This is a lot. This is a lot. Jesus. I have a feeling this is the one. F722. So I'm looking for Mini. It's definitely got to say Mini. This is the DJI version of the Mini that has two different plug headers on it. That's not the one. This doesn't say Mini. Here's another Mini. Basic F722 Mini. I think this is also the one. Let's try those. It should be one of these. So this is the Mamba Basic F722 Mini MK3. This is the Mamba Basic F20. Okay, so these are the same one. Nope, this is not it again because there's two layers of pads here, and I do not have that. What the hell? Which? So let's do this. Let's do a Control F, and we'll search for Mini. Oh boy, there's a bunch. Okay, so let's just open these all up in tabs. Here's the Mark II. My guess would be that maybe it's the Mark II now because it's old. Okay, so it's got to be one of these, man. It's got to be one of these. All right, so it's not this one because these LED lights are not, and it's double stacked again, so it's not that one. It's not this one because that's double stacked. This is double stacked. It's not this one. Oh, this might be it. This might be it. This might be it. I think this is it. Yeah. No. Because this one has a plug header here. This is the closest that we've found, though. This is pretty close. So which one is this? This is the DJI version, isn't it? Yeah, Mamba F722 DJI Mini. So I have the non-DJI version of this. Let's see if I can find it. Hey, this is it. Yep, this is it. 2 pads there, 3 pads there. Yeah. This is the one. So which one is it? Mini Mamba F722 Mini MK2. Moby 1 FPV Studio called it. Good call, dude. Okay, cool. So we found our wiring diagram. Let's kill the rest of these. And we can figure this out. Okay, so with the USB pointing out the side, but on top, I've got the bottom. Okay, so my choice is either the bottom or the top, basically. So on, if I mount it like that, if I mount it with the USB slightly farther forward, I've got the whole back side of this. So I need to hook up a Crossfire Nano that's going to sit in the rear on top of the Vista and the Vista. So do I have enough? So yeah, do I have enough here? We've got 5 volt. So I want to send the Vista full voltage. So where the hell is VBAT on here? Current, here it is. Okay, so there's a, and that's right next to the 5 volt ground current. So I could go, for the Vista, I could go current, ground, and then I need an RX and a TX. So here's TX2 and RX2. I could technically use these 2 pads here. Or buzzer, don't care. LED, don't care. So there's this whole side. No reason not to use those. This is the side that I am looking at using. Forget this side. Okay, so on this side I've got ground. So for the crotch. Oh, cool. All right, so this is something that I try to do. What's VCC? Is VCC voltage? Oh wait, this is current, as in current sensor. I don't want that. VCC is typically full voltage, isn't it? So I think I'm going to use this back here. I think I'm going to set it up like this. So VCC and ground, and then RX5 and TX5 I can use for the Vista, I think. And then right next door here, 5 volt ground, RX4, TX4, I can use that for the Crossfire. Bitterroot says it's VBAT. Yeah, I thought so. Cool, perfect, beautiful. Okay, so 8 pads in a row. All is right with the world. 3.3 volts, TBS, TX1. Yeah, perfect. Moby1 says, take the plug. What's that mean? What's the plug? So let's kick on the soldering iron, and I'm just going to tin. I'm going to tin up all 8 of these pads in a row that I'm going to use. And then we'll get some of these wires shortened up and just kind of get rolling as we cross over the 5 o'clock threshold. And I think to myself, well, or I can go get something to eat. But I'll solder a little bit for you people because I love you guys. All right, so there's a little bit of a sloppy second situation here. In the middle of those 4 pads here, right at the tip of my thumb, I need to file this down a little bit. It's you guys can't quite see it, but there's a little bit of extra PCB. When they print these PCBs, they do them on a big sheet and then they just break them out from one another. And in this scenario, it didn't break completely clean, so I just need to file this down a little tiny bit, just right up here. There's just a little bit of extra PCB material. All right, come on. There we go. Okay, so let's just use this diamond file from immersion, and I'm gonna do this down here because I just don't want to get this shit all over my desk. And yeah, like when you get electronics, always just kind of take a quick look. Just take a close look at them to try to find this kind of stuff. It's not the end of the world, but if I tinned these up, it would be way more difficult to then solder to this because of this weird little bit of extra stuff on here. But now I have filed this down a good amount, and it's now perfectly flat, which is what we want. And okay, cool. Yeah, always remember, like, we demand very low prices, so we get very low quality control. So take a look at your electronics when you get them for like weird stuff like this. Okay. Let me actually just brush this out real quick because there's like the little metal pockets that you can use. I'm probably not going to use them. I'm probably just going to flat solder these pads. Or maybe not, I don't know. I guess I could use the little jibby jabbies. 5X loop just bounced across the floor. Okay, so here we go. What am I going to do? Flat solder these or put them in the little pockets? What's going to be in the rear here? So this is going to sit like this, and then oh yeah, I'm going to have a bunch of stuff here. So yeah, I'm going to flat solder these on top because I'm going to have a capacitor down here, and I'm going to have the battery leads coming out the side here. So yeah, I'm going to flat solder these pads. So let's tin them on the top of the pads here. This is a really nice syringe filled with flux that I'm absolutely in love with. This is my new favorite way of getting a ton of flux on, because for the most part there's no such thing as too much flux. It's going to make your end product much better, and it's just going to make your life a lot easier. So get yourself a big old syringe of flux here. Flux paste is actually what it's called, and just slap it on all over the damn place. I just did something stupid. I pulled on this flux paste. Oh, stop it. Get off of there. Okay. Well, that's a mess, but it's fine. It'll be fine. While I'm at it, I might as well tin the ESC, because I'm going to be soldering to that sooner than later. So let's put some solder on here. Actually, I could maybe even hang the capacitor off of here and get that all kind of mounted up. Let's see. So the capacitor, I'm going to do something that I don't usually do, and I'm actually going to use the little legs, because they made it like perfectly sized here, and they put two little pockets in the PCB for the little legs to go into, which is just like super handy. So I just need to kind of bend these guys inwards a little bit. And oh shit, didn't need to bend it that much. Okay, so let's do that, and then I do want it to sit out a little bit, so I'm going to just grab these, and then this is where I want to put the bend in them. So I'm just pushing them inwards a little bit, and then grabbing them with the pliers, and putting a little, oh shit, I guess I should look what's positive. Oh, I got away with it. 50-50 got me on that one. So there we go. So that is now going to sit in the little pockets. Oh, and I just happened to bend that just about right. Or I guess I could let it sit upwards and at an angle. Let me focus on the flight controller for now. Let me just focus on the flight controller for right now. But I do have some extra flux on here that I'm gonna wipe off on these pads. Okay. So super quick, like, I'm just gonna hit these guys. Just get a little solder on them. Okay, 1 and 2. All right, cool. So now on to the flight controller. I'm going to tin up the right, wrong side. The right 8 pads here. And I'll give you guys the view of views, in case you're curious as to what the hell I'm doing, since that overhead doesn't quite zoom in enough. All right, so here we're going to go left to right so that we're not crossing over ourselves. Clean the tip of the soldering iron. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're leaving 2 untinned on the left side. And I'm going to tin the tops of these pads. 1, 2, and 3. Get back on 3 though to add some. So there's a bunch of solder is building up on the tip of the soldering iron, so it's actually tinning the one to the right of the one that I'm working on each time here. That's fine, other than when it does that and it tries to bridge the 2 of them. If it does bridge them, just heat it up and pull out like that. When you pull out, it'll clear the little bridge. And let me make sure that I have enough solder on these. So just come back in real quick to each one of them, making sure that we're feeding fresh solder in with flux. As long as it's smoking, there's flux. All right, so we're good. We got enough on each one of those, but we are going to take a quick look with a 5X loop. And so now these guys have through holes in them, and what's nice about that is the through holes will kind of allow you to load these up with solder. And so I'm now going to flip it over, and I'm going to push solder into these through holes, and now the entire pad, top and bottom, and inside the through holes is going to be tinned, and that's really what I want. This is just like a really easy way to add a little bit extra solder here. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's trying to bridge. 7. And the last one there. See, so now they are tinned on both sides, and that just lets like a little bit more solder kind of hang out in the pad. And now you're going to take another look at it with your 5X loop and just make sure you've got essentially solder on all of the, covering up all of the gold on these pads. And yeah, we are good to go. Cool. So next up is soldering this down to the actual, to some of the wires in the rig. And because of the way we're orienting this flight controller, we're going to be able to do this with really, really, really short runs on these leads. Let me show you what I mean. So all these pads that I just soldered tinned are going to hang out on the back. We're going to have both of these connectors, and this little jibby-jabby is just going to hook from one to the other. Nice and simple. So yeah, these Vista leads here, which hopefully are in the right configuration. Let's see. On the Vista, yellow is RX, and then I'm going to have to twist 2 of these wires. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Oh, man, is this satisfying. I'm not going to have to twist. This is a straight run. So what I'm going to do, though, to make sure I have some extra wire length is I'm going to... So I got them running up over here. I'm going to push down. All right, I'm going to push down on this brick of wires here all the way to the base plate. And then I'm going to take a look at the lengths of these. So I'm in a scenario where this red, the red wire is like kind of the exact right length. Because when I push it down against the base plate, the red wire just barely gets to the pad that it's going to sit at. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use that red wire as my guide, pull these guys out, and just chop the other ones the same length. Because they're all going to pads that are right next door to one another, this is going to work perfectly. So pull these guys out, just make sure that they're kind of even, come on in here, and use the red wire as a guide. I'm going to use these cutters with my left hand. This is going to be awkward. Use that red wire as a guide, and only snip one because you're doing it left-handed and it makes you feel like you have rabies. Hold on. Stop it, yellow wire. Cooperate. All right. Ground wire. And then yellow. Cool. So now those guys are all the right length. And we've got a little bit of extra, you know, for the wires that we've already soldered on there, we've got like the maximum amount of length. There's no reason to leave any of the extra wires longer unless you're going to feed it power from like a separate source. Fruitloader says the 2 on the right with the partition are for a little cap. The 2 on the right with the partition. Oh, right. That makes sense. Yeah, but instead I'm going to use them as a voltage out source. To me, I think that's a better use for those 2 guys. But that is nice. That is smart that they added those for a capacitor. In some cases, putting a little capacitor on your flight controller can help. It's kind of rare, but you know, it's really nice when they add extra stuff like that makes some semblance of sense to flight controllers rather than adding. Man, they add some stuff to flight controllers that's just like total marketing nonsense. So yeah, that is smart to have a little set there for a capacitor. Good on Mamba. Who's Mamba made by? It's Diatone. It's Diatone. This will be cool. I'm hoping that this is a reliable little stack here, because I don't know. I haven't tested any real microelectronics in a while, and I really want to find some stuff that's currently available and half decent quality. By the time that like I get around to doing a build with and testing and being happy with 100+ hard hits, typically the electronics have been discontinued, and a lot of times I'll have snagged a couple of them at that point, but that doesn't help anybody else, so kind of frustrating. All right, so those guys are stripped. Let's get them tinned, and then we'll zap them down to the board. So tinning wires is very, very simple. Try not to do this right above any other electronics in case little balls of solder drop down and blow shit up. So you guys it's probably not going to focus all that well. Maybe when it starts smoking, it'll focus a little bit. So you're going to put the soldering iron below the exposed bit of wire, and then you're going to push the solder in from above. You're trying to push solder in between all the little individual strands of wire. That's the goal here with tinning. By tinning wires like this, when you connect the wires to wherever they're going to go, in this case the flight controller, you will not have to add additional solder. between the pads and the wires being tinned, you will have all the solder that you need. And that's a really big deal because then you can focus on getting the wires into the exact right position on the pad rather than focusing on trying to have 3 hands basically, holding the wire in one place, feeding solder in, and applying heat with the tip of the soldering iron. So, we're going to take our tiny little tweezers here, and we are again going to go right to left. But these pads are pretty close together, so I'm actually going to pause and move these guys out of the way, and we're going to solder up the Crossfire Nano first, because that's going to use the pads that are farthest to the left, and then I can just go boom, 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 left to right, all the way across. So here's our Crossfire Nano. I'm not super happy with the soldering job done on these wires, so I'm actually just going to fix this up real quick. And I'm going to use this mass adhesive, thermally resistive putty to hold this thing. Please, Logitech. Please. Please. There it is. Massadhesive.com, thermally resistive putty. I mean, it's basically just vagina lips. I mean, it's basically just Funtac. But it is specifically designed thumbtack that does not get really gooey. Thumbtack gets, like, horrible when you get it really hot, and it's super annoying. Alright, so get some flux on here. Alright, come on, you bastard. There we go. Okay, cool. And I'm actually going to send these in from the other side of this thing. I'm going to reverse these. Alright, so, I mean, I could do them all at once, but fuck it. Just do them one at a time. I'm going to use the other side of the wires too. So in order to use these through holes, what I like to do is apply heat to one side. You'll see it go liquid on the other side, and then you just feed the wire through. And what'll sometimes happen is the little strands of wire will like separate, and the easiest way to fix that is actually just to chop it off and just re-strip the wire. Because you technically don't have to tin these wires when you're doing this. But sometimes with through holes, like, you kind of can't tin the wire. As long as the blob of wire that's in there has some flux in it, you're fine not tinning it. But I don't actually know if it does in this case, so I'm just really quickly going to tin this wire. All right, we're good. So now I'm going to feed this. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to heat the joint up from the back side, and then I'm just going to feed this wire in from the front. There we go. And what I like to do is really push the insulation up against the PCB. That tends to be the strongest for me. Just like that. And then I'm going to snip off the extra bit of wire on the other side. But first, we'll knock the rest out. And so let's do the yellow. Oops. Come on. All right. Spin this around. All right. Heat it up. Come on. Yeah, no, I'm not happy with that. What about the other side? Yeah, I can use the other side. All right, cool. All right, heat it up so it flows. And cool, there we go. All right, red wire. Pick it up, take it out, swap it over. for you guys to be able to see what the hell I'm doing, I should have done this in the opposite order, but most of you have soldered before. If you need me to see it, if you need to see me do something different, just type it in the chat. Just tag me and say, yo, can you show me that from the other side or something like that, and I will, of course, give that to you. All right. There's the power. And right on cue, we accidentally pull it out of the little putty vagina. Okay, and now here's the ground. And now with the ground, it's always going to be a little bit more difficult and take another split second, just because those the ground pads are always tied in to a sheet of copper that's called the ground plane inside of the whatever the electronic thing is that you're working on. So always be a little bit more patient once you get to the ground. And there we go. All right, so the wires are in, and now I just want to clean up the pads on the top side here. So I also like to, I run these wires out in this direction. And now as soon as I do that, I realize that the white one is, nah, it's fine. It's actually fine. It's fine. It's fine. So next thing I'm going to do here is just kind of put this thing down like this. And I just want to clean up the tops of the wires. Kind of push you can kind of push the wires into the putty and it'll hold them. And so now I'm going to come into the top, and I'm actually going to add a little bit of solder. Yeah, there's not quite enough solder on these pads. So let's just really quickly, and this will make it all nice and shiny and fancy looking and shit. So we're just going to apply heat and then add a little bit of solder in here, get the flux going. And all right, great. There's the ground pad. Here's the red voltage pad. Here's the yellow. I think it's TX. Oops. So now these. Oh, shit. Come on. There we go. Tip of the soldering iron is disgusting. Let me clean it off a little bit. Try this one more time. There we go. And the white pad. Cool. So that's just making sure that there's some nice fresh solder in there to make sure that those connections are super strong. Take a look with our 5X loop. And, oh yeah, nice shiny balls on top. And then we can see solder penetration on the other side with the wires. All's right with the world. Cool. I could push the white. I'm going to push the white one in a little bit more. I'm just going to hit the white one real quick, and just push the wire in a fraction more. There we go. That's all. I just really like to make sure that silicone insulation is right up against the PCB, which is technically not the right thing to do. Like my father was an electrical engineer forever. And he actually went to NASA soldering school, and they recommend that you leave a gap, actually. But they're not building quads. Like, putting the silicone right up against the pad is something that's just come from building a lot of these things and paying close attention to where they break. And from the vibrations of our rigs, they tend to break at the at the spot where you leave those wires hanging. So in my mind, for us, the way that I do it is a little bit better because it's nice when wires don't break off. I'm sure NASA has really good reasons for doing it the way that they do. This is not me saying that they're wrong. This is just saying that if you're building a quad, I think you're going to have a better time doing the way that I've kind of figured out over the years. But I could totally be wrong. I'm wrong plenty. But this is what works really well for me. And it's something that I've actually put effort into. Good Lord! Chat's freaking out. Bob Noxious is misspelling awesome. All right, here we go. Denzel the Terrible says, can you de-blue wrench Beans so I can time him out? What the hell are you guys talking about? Poop jokes? I got it. All right. So here we go with this. We've got our putty pussy put aside. Let's bring our frame back in and let's take a look at where this crossfire is going to sit. So the wires are going to come out of it like that. It's going to sit right about there. And then same kind of deal. I'm going to push the wires down. And then they can come back up to sit on these pads. So what I like to do here is I'll just snip one of them. And then I can just use that one to cut the rest. So I cut that one to length. And now I'm just going to pull the rest of these out so they're even. And then I'm just going to use that one as a guide to cut the rest here. So there and there. And now we have a nice little neat bundle of wires off the back of the Crossfire Nano. At some point I will put a ELRS receiver on this rig as well, but today ain't that day. I don't have an extra one. And yeah, today just ain't that day, yo. Hold on, now let me leave this set up. And so we don't even need it to be in here for the Crossfire, so we'll throw that on there first. Okay. All right. So, bench zoom. Focus, please. There we go. Okay. Oh, hold on. I need to strip and tin the Crossfire wires. And I am stripping just the tiniest little bit of the silicone off of these because these pads are so small. So always pay attention to that. Always, before you go stripping the silicone off your wires, just take a look at how long the pads are and try to only strip the exact right amount of silicone off that you need before it hits the pad. And that way you can push the silicone up against the edge of the PCB, which should make it a little bit more durable. All right. And one more. All right, good to go. And so now we just need to tin these, and I guess I can do it like this so that I can show you guys. All right, I should have just enough solder on this little guy here. Should be an interesting view. Always try to use the flat part of the tip of the soldering iron. There's one. There's two. 3 and 4. There we go. All right, cool. So those are all tinned up. Now I got to take a look at a Crossfire Nano wiring diagram. And Crossfire Nano images. Okay, cool. So it doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me. That's not the right one. There we go. Well, that's not right because the square one is Grant. Oh, that's an older Crossfire Nano. I don't trust it. Old version, new version. I don't think they moved the TX and RX though. That just makes me feel better. No, it still says channel out 1. I mean, you can technically just change it in the thing, but why not do it right? Fuck it, I'm just gonna use this one. TX is on the outside, is what I'm seeing here. So in my case, TX is on the white cable. So TX is on the white cable. I need to hook that up to RX, so I am going to have to cross wires here. So TX. Okay. Oh man, that's I'm almost willing to reverse the TX and RX in the Lua script or whatever, just so that I don't have to cross wires, but that's a little crazy. Oh, you know what? I have to cross all the wires because I have to put this thing in this orientation, so that makes me feel better. Okay, so pull this back here. So these wires are roughly where they need to go. And just to confirm, the outside pad, which is the white wire, is TX on the crossfire, and then that needs to go to RX on here. Okay, yep, so that's confirmed. Cool. So it's going to be yellow wire first, and I actually need to put on the nerd goggles for this because it's just outrageous how small this is. All right, nerd goggles engaged. Let's get this done. So we're going to go yellow first. To this pad out here. These are some small pads. Good God. Okay. All right, that looks like it's on, but the tip of this soldering iron is disgusting. Let me just get it cleaned off a little bit here. All right, much better. Much better. Okay, let's make sure that this got on there properly. Oh. There it is, nice and flat on that pad. Okay, so now we're going to take the white one. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just get like an initial little tack like that, and then I'll take the tweezers out and I'll grab both wires. And then I can just kind of clean up the solder joint a little bit and make sure that the wire is sitting completely flat on that pad. That's something that I do a good amount. Okay, and then we've got, and then it's ground and then 5 volt. Okay, so I need to do a little wire cross again. So we're going to get ground. Bring this guy over here. Come on. There we go. Tack it down. Oh, I didn't get it. So this happens because your tweezers kind of can't get in here because you've got wires right next door. There we go. There's the ground pad tacked down. And now I'm just going to grab all 3 of these guys and then push it down one more time to get it completely flat. There we go. Okay. And then we've got voltage. And the other thing you can do is pick this up and just push these wires down just to kind of get them out of the way. Cool. And so now we've got our voltage source here. Well, not source, but our voltage wire. And try to get that silicone right up against the PCB. And that one went on perfect, so I don't need to mess with that one. I am going to push it down a little bit, though, just to kind of get it out of the way. All right, so the crossfire is wired up. Now we can grab the frame and wire up the Vista. And I might end it there. That's kind of a decent stopping point here. So yeah, the whole thing is going to need to have half a turn put in it so it sits up there properly. But we're not going to worry about that. We're going to pull that out of the way. And I'm going to try to give you guys a view of, look at that, perfect. soldering up the rest of these wires. And now these wires are just a straight run. They just go straight to their little home here. So let's bend them down just to kind of get them out of the way. And it's yellow, white, black, then red. Man, this is going to be super neat and tidy when it's done. Happy days, yo! Alright, so let's get the yellow wire over here. Come on, yellow. Hook a brother up. There we go. Alright, yellow wire first. And we're just going to do the exact same thing. With your really fine-tipped tweezers, you don't want to grab too hard, because you can push right through the silicone. But you want to grab hard enough that the wire doesn't slip all around on you. It's something that just kind of comes with experience. Man, there's chaos upstairs. There's a million little dog paws scratching on the carpet, or the hardwood. I don't know what's happening. Maybe somebody just came home. All right, white. There we go. I was in a situation there where the silicone was up on top of the pad, so it wouldn't like sit flat. And then we've got ground and VCC. So here we go with ground. And so yeah, what I got going on here is that the wire is slipping in the tweezers, so I just needed to move it a little bit there. Okay. Ground is looking good. And here comes VBAT. And there's a little bit of extra wire showing on this one, but we'll be okay. There we go. God, is that pretty. It like, for me at least, it is really worth the extra time to get these looking pretty. Like, it doesn't take that much extra. It makes it easier to kind of like work on and service, because you can see the wire runs, and like you can, you know, like when it's a big clusterfuck of wires, it's just like, good luck troubleshooting that ever. You know, it's like you're gonna have to unbundle them, and it's just a huge mess. Yeah, that's kind of what I tell myself as to why it's worth it to get these just right. This white wire is not looking great. It doesn't look like there's much of a contact patch there, so let me try to fix that. I overlooked that. I did not notice that. That's kind of annoying. It's probably fine, but yeah, it is fine. There's a little bit more exposed wire hanging out. It's probably from when I bent it downwards. But always better safe than sorry, of course. And so now it looks even better. But I do want to add just a little tiny bit of solder to that joint, just to kind of make sure that the other part there is coated. So hold on, let me just do that real quick here. Just going to hold these two, pick up a little bit of solder on the tip of the iron, just a little bit. And then I'm just going to bring it down onto that pad. And what I did is I kind of pulled it down the length of the wire, so that those exposed strands of wire are now coated in solder, to really make them like nice and strong. Otherwise, like, the individual strands will just break off one at a time. It's super annoying. Right, Nine says, just want to say it's really nice to see your clean tip so close up. Very cool. Very cool. This camera focusing close like this is really nice. I didn't realize it did that. Bob Noxious is out of here. Right, Nine says, after this, can you put the other two stack screws in? Some of us are freaking out. No. Maybe. You don't like how it wobbles? Is that... You guys don't like that? Is that not... Is that no good? You know, like the wobble? Now, you'll have to come back on Monday for that. Let's leave it there. I'm really hungry, and I think people just got home, so I'm gonna go upstairs and say hi to everybody. Thanks for hanging, friends. This has been Sunday Q&A. We did some flying. We did a little bit of building. There's not a whole lot left for me to do. The motors aren't going to be here till Tuesday, so I'm not like super motivated to continue working on this thing right now because I'm just going to hit a wall. This way, you know, tomorrow night we can do a little bit more work. Tomorrow night we'll put the we'll do a bunch of ESC shit tomorrow night. We'll put the XT30 on and the capacitor on. We'll tin all the pads. Is that it? Is that all we can do? I think that might be all we can do. But we'll do it. We'll do it tomorrow night towards the end of the stream like we always do. GIF for me in Discord, Danzilla says. Where at in Discord? General Nonsense? Oh, no. He sent it to me direct. No, he didn't. Denzilla Terrible says, I still got to get some of those brass inserts off you. How much do you want for them? I would want 8 or 10. Why only 8 or 10? Dan, I guess you're not using them for the ducts because the ducts take 3 each. Kevin James with a $2 super chat. Thank you, brother, for supporting the insanity. Much appreciated. General Nonsense. Let's see. GIF and General Nonsense. Where's it at? Oh, shit. There it is. There it is. Yeah. That is the face of someone that you should not trust. Add to favorites. Awesome. What was I just saying? Oh, yeah. Dan, what are you doing with those, what are you doing with the brass bastards? I gotta find them. I'm gonna force you to buy a sticker to cover shipping. So let me know what sticker you want. And, yeah. It'll go in there. If you want them for the ducts, you need 3, 6, 9, 12, so I'll send you like 14. Kevin James, you are certainly welcome for the entertainment. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Freelojo with the $2 super chat for the fund. 102. Look at us go. Thanks, yo. Thanks, friends. Dan, message me on... so I just read your message on Discord, so it's now gone. Message me again on Discord. You want enough for a Cinesplorer? Okay, cool. What ducts? Are you going to get these... HQ port ducts? If so, I'll send you the longer inserts. Yeah, just shoot me another message so that it'll sit unread so that I don't lose it. And tell me tell me that you want 14 and tell me which ducts you're putting it in and tell me which sticker you want or sticker pack, whichever. Cool. You can go to Etsy and shop all the stickers if you want. All right, people. Thanks for hanging out. Here comes a little bit more of the drift card shenanigans that I was flying at the beginning of the stream with some epidemic sounds. Seems all right. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night at 10. CiottiFPV.com to support me, and I'll keep doing this. I need your help. Love you. Bye-bye.
Tonight.